What's going on, everybody? This is Robert with Robert Saves History, and today is March 24th. This is History in the Past. Stay tuned while we jump into our time machine to come back into the past to learn a little bit of history about this date. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so a devastating thing that happened on this date back in 1989, one of the worst oil spills in U.S. history, begins when a super tanker by the name of Exxon Valdez was owned and operated by Exxon Corporation, runs into a reef in Prince William Sound in southern Alaska. It was estimated that 11 million gallons of oil eventually spilled into the water. It was the attempt to contain the massive spill was completely unsuccessful, and the winds and the currents of that ocean spread the oil more than 100 miles from the tanker. So eventually polluting over 700 miles of coastline. Hundreds of thousands of birds and animals were affected by this environmental disaster. The captain at that time was named Joseph Hazelwood, and he was drinking at the time of the accident and allowed an uncertified officer to steer the massive vessel. So in March of 1990, Hazelwood was convicted of a misdemeanor negligence and was fined $50,000, and he was ordered to perform 1,000 hours of community service. But in July of 1992, his conviction was overturned by the Alaskan court, citing a federal statute that grants freedom from prosecutions to those who report an oil spill. So let's see here. It says that Exxon itself was condemned by the National Transportation Safety Board, and in early 1991 agreed under pressure by the environmental groups to pay a penalty of $100 million and provide $1 billion over a 10-year period for the cost of the cleanup. However, late in that year, both Alaska and Exxon rejected the agreement, and in October of 1991, the oil giant settled the matter by paying $25 million, less than 4% of the cleanup aid promised by Exxon earlier that year. So that was massive that happened in this year. Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything else that happened on this date. In 1603, Queen Elizabeth I passes away. In 1958, Elvis Presley, which turned 18 on January 8th, 1953, He fulfilled his patriotic duty and legal obligation to register his name with the Selective Service System, thereby making him eligible for the draft. The Korean War was still underway at the time, but as a student in good standing at the L.C. Humes High School in Memphis, Elvis received a student deferment that kept him from facing conscription during that conflict's final months. Elvis would receive another deferment 4 years later when his draft number finally came up, but this time for a very different reason: to complete the filming of his third Hollywood film, King Creole. With that obligation fulfilled, Uncle Sam would wait no longer. On March 24th, 1958, Elvis Presley was finally inducted, starting his day as the king of rock and roll, but ending it as a lowly buck private in the United States Army. So that's pretty interesting. And that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. This was History in the Past. If you would like to further support my channel, please do so by clicking the link in the description to my merch store, where you'll be able to purchase anything from shirts to sweatshirts and even stickers with my logo on it. And all proceeds goes directly towards my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you tomorrow, March 25th. This was History in the Past. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you would like to make a monetary donation to help to support my channel, please click the link in the description below to my merch store and to my PayPal account. I have also linked a few links from Calico Metal Detecting Company to help you save money on your next adventure saving history. I would like to also thank each and every one of you for all of your support for my channel and for this community, and continue saving history.